All right, so day 9. We have hiked 9, little over, maybe around, no, 8 miles, 8.5 miles. Just gonna start throwing out numbers till it makes sense. I have my little whiskey as the last little bit. It's glorious. It provides fuel. It provides fuel for me. So we hiked from Duck Lake, or the outlet for Duck Lake, to the base of Silver Pass. We were gonna see if we can attempt it, but we decided to stop. I mean, we're in no rush. We have. Bill was tired. Yes, Bill was tired. He's looking at his tent. He's thinking. He thinks it is going to be something that he uses. Oh, he's opening the flap. He's gonna tell me to STFU.
STFU. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. So On left us today. She went up the Duck Lake side, the west side, up to Duck Lake Pass, back into the town of Mammoth. She's missing Zach, so sadly she won't be joining us for the rest of this. And as of yesterday, I mean, this is as committed as we can be to this trip. Every single time, almost every single day that we're going to be on the trail, we're going to be about 2 days away from a trailhead. Aside from when we're passing VVR, which is Vermilion Valley Resort, that will be passing by tomorrow, and Mirror Trail Ranch, which is our next resupply. It's kind of interesting, but I mean, I feel a little bit more ingrained into this trip. It's not as big of a deal. I now have a nickname. Bill, what's my nickname?
One speed.
One Speed. Well, no, wait a second. I thought it was Fixie.
Fixie. Oh, that's a better one.
Yeah. So this is official. Finally, it's not Monica anymore, because I talked to Joey and he said that the Monica from Friends, she was a stressor, but she was not a planner at all. And I'm a stressor and a planner. So sadly, we didn't get on one. But, oh yeah, so continue with my story. My mind is kind of wandering. I have one speed, going uphill and downhill. Bill has multiple speeds. So while he's going uphill, he's definitely slogging along. But when he's going downhill, he's a fucking racehorse. I, on the other hand, have the same speed going uphill and downhill, which is relatively quick on the uphill, probably a little bit more slower on the downhill. I try to make sure my knees don't explode by the end of the day. Yeah, Bill's name is the Professor, and Alex is his scout, and that's how we found this lovely little site right here. It's right above the JMT, kind of out of sight, out of mind. And above, I think this is like Silver Creek, I'm not really quite sure, but this flows into Fish Creek, which flows into the Middle Fork of the San Joaquin. But yeah, let's talk about who John Muir is, because now we're in John Muir Wilderness, and we're going to be in John Muir Wilderness for the tonight, tomorrow night, and I think the day after, or for the next 3 days. We only have 5 days to resupply, so yeah. So John Muir was a Scottish. He was born Scottish, at least if I'm recalling correctly, and I wish I could tell you that I have my Wikipedia thing here, but I'm away from all electronics except you lovely people who are enjoying me. He was basically the founder of the national park system. He fell in love with Yosemite. He was the one that convinced Teddy Roosevelt to push for the national parks, and he did that in the depths of Yosemite Valley. And interesting enough, Yosemite National Park actually became a park before Yosemite Valley did, because Yosemite Valley was still under the administration of the California State Park System. If I were you, I'd actually go check out, if you have Netflix on, go check out Netflix's series Ken Burns National Park, America's Best Idea. You really just need to watch the first chapter, which I think is about an hour long, but it gives you an idea of why the parks exist and even wildernesses exist. And John Muir While Alex doesn't necessarily believe all the things that he does, which it's like he climbed a mountain in a thunderstorm. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are tall tales about him. He was an integral man in the history of conservation for the United States and for perhaps the world, because we've been a model for other national parks in the world, which includes like Torre del Paine. I think that's out in Argentina, to I think Uluru, which is Ayers Rock. There's a couple out in Mexico. Yeah, so I mean, we are the model, and this wilderness that we're in was named after him. And we'll talk about what wildernesses are tomorrow. I'm probably going to be doing the video blog from the top of Silver Pass, because since we skipped Donahue Pass and we've only gone over Cathedral Pass, I feel like we should be ringing in the next passes with a video blog to show off like some of the sites, because this area is beautiful and you should look at some of the pictures that I'm going to be posting on Facebook, and you'll see, and I'll try to make sure to tag them with the locations. So yeah, cheers.